Hello, Marsha the Great here. Listen, there are a few readings that Empress Justice has to do in a moment, but before that, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a video that I saw by a combat veteran called Rig Madden. He was a US combat veteran. He is a US combat veteran. And he said, basically gave an unequivocal message to the Proud Boys and ICE agents, which I am 1,000% behind. Okay. Now, as for me as a targeted individual, since yesterday's incident with me kind of screaming at the top of my lungs and challenging somebody to a fight, now some of the gangstalkers around here are basically screaming at the screaming at the top of their lungs, and and again doing the imitation thing, doing more mind game shit. Basically, my thing is this, right? I'm done arguing. I want to fucking fight. I'm done arguing. I want to fight. That's what I exercise for. That's why those stupid little cunts upstairs are constantly trying to make noise every time I exercise. It's because they know I want to fight. The adults know that I want to fight, right? And I want to fight because that, after multiple murder attempts, after multiple break-ins, after financial abuse of my electricity, after the fraud that's been committed against me, after the foodstuffs that have been contaminated, after the things that have been stolen from me, after the psychological warfare that has augmented directed energy weapon attacks on my heart and on my organs, right? A fight is the least that I can basically offer my gangstalkers, well, my adult gangstalkers at this point. A fight is the least that you're owed, right? And then on top of that, let's get into the fact that, like, not even just these children up here were trying to hex my tarot readings and my ability to fight, but also I had adults trying to hex my womb. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've had adults observing me in a state of undress in the bath and watching it all over their laptop to check the progress of their electronic torture. So I've had all of this to deal with oh no, I haven't even gotten into the trafficking yet. The constant deliberate displacement from place to place to TI hubs where they know I'm going to be attacked and they know I'm going to be targeted. Like the trafficking, the unlawful surveillance, the NLP mind control shit. Everything that has been done to me. Please, the gangstalkers really, really need to understand that they're lucky that I'm on my own and they're lucky that I'm stopping at a fight. Because if there's one thing that I know about how people treat you, is that when people get crazy with you, you're supposed to get crazy back. When people attempt to murder you multiple times, you're supposed to match energy. When people break into your home, you're supposed to match energy. When people constantly try to frighten or anger you to death, you're supposed to match energy. When people are financially abusing you, you're supposed to match energy. When people are trafficking you using psychiatry and real estate, you're supposed to match energy. When people keep trying to suppress evidence that you put online of, when of their misdeeds towards you, you're supposed to match energy and make sure that they don't have a platform to spread their lies on. When people harass you and get all their friends and their allies to do the same thing, you're supposed to match energy, or at least try to match energy. I'm not matching energy. I want to fight. That's what I'm training for. That's what I'm aiming towards. So, the little cunts upstairs can have their little moment of me being angry and stuff like that. Because every time I get angry, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to train. I'm going to train. I'm going to train my weights. I'm going to practice my fighting stance. I'm going to do all of these things that I was supposed to be doing over a decade ago, rather than wasting my time with the fucking back and forth with these gangstalkers. And once again, they need to be grateful, profoundly grateful, as in getting on their hands and knees and kissing Mother Nature, that the only thing I want from them is a fight. They also need to be grateful that I'm by myself. They need to be grateful. This is exactly what I'm saying. These fucking gangstalkers, they've got all kinds of privileges, including the privilege to be alive, to continue to traffic people and to continue to facilitate human vice, arms and drug trafficking. They have the privilege to be able to continue life, to do all these egregious things and be favored for these egregious things. They have the privilege to be able to do that, and they're still not grateful. They need to be grateful that all they want is a fight. Because if I wanted to get even Steven, we're talking about genocide. We're talking about mass murder. That is exactly what would happen if it came to me getting even with people. It would be mass torture and mass genocide. I do not want that. I want to fucking fight. So it makes me laugh that the gangstalkers and the people attributed to the gangstalkers are all like, hey, what if she takes someone? Baby, that's the least of your problems. That's the least of your problem. Your little far right people, the people speaking up for your right to call someone an N-word and a P-word, they're at the forefront of this trafficking shit. You got bigger things to worry about, mate. You got bigger things to worry about. You're literally part of a program that facilitates the trafficking and torture and murder of not only men and women, but children too. And it makes me laugh how, like, the mothers that have been assigned to come after me are weaponizing their children against me when there are literal child survivors of abuse that have literally been murdered by the people who abuse them as children. That shit, like, it shouldn't make me laugh, but it does. It shouldn't make me laugh, but it does. Internally anyway, every time. Because how are you going to talk about wanting to protect children when you've got literal child abuse victims or child abuse survivors who have been speaking out for years and maybe even decades only to end up dead because they were speaking out against these people? Your children are special. He's like, your children are somehow special, though, right? Your children are so special that you need to get behind child traffickers to protect you and yours. Please be serious. No, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I didn't give a fuck about yesterday's setup. I don't care if people think I'm a thug. Like, black people, you know, being thugs in your eyes, again, that's the least of your fucking problems. You literally, like, a white person, right, literally stabbed a beautiful young black boy to death with a sword, and black people didn't rock shit yet. Face it, you need racism and you need gang stalking to convince yourselves that you're good people fighting a good cause, when really what you're doing is you're facilitating mass genocide and mass trafficking. And the irony of that situation is that, again, if I really wanted to get even, that's exactly what would happen to you and all the other stalkers that have been involved in this. Mass trafficking and mass genocide. And it would lead to a lot more good than the type of mass genocide and trafficking that you guys are performing. Why? Because we don't have pedophiles over this side. I'm not talking about the black side, by the way. I'm talking about the TI side. We don't have pedophiles over this side. We don't have fucking traffickers over this side. We don't have people of that ilk over this side. We have abusers. Some of us have abused people. Like, there was this one TI that I knew that was physically abusive to his girlfriend. So we do have bad people over here, but the bad people we have over here are nothing in comparison to the bad people that gang stalking has on their side. And like I said before, anybody willing to inflict this amount of cruelty on people want to fucking die. So not only would the mass genocide of gangstalkers be an act of mercy, it would be justice. But again, I don't want that, because if I was to engage in them tactics there, then what effect would that have on other TIs? Now, I'm not the only TI out there that is speaking out on behalf of other TIs. There are other TIs that have been doing this for a long time now, but most of them are white. The most visible ones are white and or male. I'm one of the few black women out there that I know that have other targeted individuals on their channel, that are allowing other targeted individuals to speak about their experiences. I'm one of the few targeted individuals that I know that are speaking out against Trump, that are speaking out against the conservatives, that have been speaking out against the conservatives for the longest time now. I'm one of the only TIs to do that. There are other TIs out there whose voices aren't heard because of the same system that is marginalizing black and brown people in the rest of the world too, and marginalizing queer people in the rest of the world too, and trans people in the rest of the world too. If I do anything other than fight, then I can't be around to help them and augment their voices when they need it. I can't be around to do that for them. If I'm fucking doing anything other than fighting, if I fight fucking gangstalkers, then I'm going to be sectioned. I'm going to be medicated, all that. Yes, but they got to release me sometime. They can't keep me in there indefinitely. And if they do, well, I'm an intelligent woman. I have ways. I have ways of making people suffer in ways that gangstalkers can't even think of, because they're not moral enough to think of that. So that's all I want to do. All I want to do is fight. I don't want to argue. I don't want to shout and scream. I don't want to do none of that. I want to fight. It's as simple as that. Simple. Because if I fight, I send a message. I send a message that TIs have got spirit, and we have the will, and we have the fucking, we have the pelvic floor. We got the fucking will. It doesn't matter how many times you try to fire weapons on it. We got the will. We've got the drive. We've got the desire to get justice for ourselves. And we're not fucking ball bags either. We will fight. Okay? Ain't no ball bags round here. We'll fucking fight. So when I decide to fight, that's the message that I'm sending. That ain't no way I'm about to roll over for a bunch of fucking genocidal pieces of shit that are facilitating not only the trafficking of men and women, but again, of children too. And again, you're lucky I don't return serve, including them fucking hexes. Again, people hex you, you're supposed to hex them back. Everything that people do to you, you're supposed to do that shit back until one of you wins. But I don't want to do that. I just want to fight. And again, before I go, be fortunate that that's all I want to fucking do. And as for some gangstalkers outside, I don't know who the fuck they are, saying we're not willing to kill her. You've already been doing that, you fucking idiots. You've been doing that. And you have so much more energy for trying to kill me and trying to stop me from defending myself, instead of stopping these pedophiles from hurting children, instead of stopping these fucking traffickers from trafficking men and women. You got all the smoke in the world for me. Big black woman, you got smoke for what's going on over here, but you ain't got smoke for none of these big white, black, brown traffickers. You ain't got smoke for none of them. You got smoke for the big black woman, but you ain't got smoke for the big white rapists. Ain't that something? And now I gotta go because I got readings to do. But I just wanted to get that message out there. I'm done with the arguing. I want to fight. And if you don't give me the opportunity to fight, well, I'll just find other ways. But understand something. If I really wanted to match energy, a lot of you would be fucking dead. And that's the truth. And the truth of the matter is that as much as even I don't want to say it, as much as even I don't want to say that shit, because this is not some shit that you play with, as much as I don't want to say that shit anymore, if I was to do what you did to me, the world would legitimately be a better place. And it doesn't bring me pleasure to say that. It's fucking hurtful. But it's the truth. But as it stands, the only thing that somebody like me can do on her own is send a message. Even if I lose the fight, I'm going to fight. Because it's not about winning. It's not about winning. It's about what is the point of what any of us are doing. The point is for us to get justice. And at the end of the day, to do what you do, that'd be penny wise and pound foolish. The message has to be immortal. The message has to be, it has to outlive me. It has to outlive all of us. It's not going to outlive me if I match energy. So I want to fight. Damn all that. Every time I get angry, I'm going to train. Every time you put torture on me, I'm going to find a way to maneuver, get around the place with the limited capacity like I've been doing. I am going to use your punishment for my existence to better myself like I've been doing. I am going to fight. Real fucking simple. And now I've got to go. Got to do me readings. So Empress Justice is on the way, but Marsha the Great is out. Take care. Peace and blessings. I will see you in the next one. Bye, my fellow TIs. And Perps, fuck you. That's all.